The smell of urine and spoiled food hit me the second I opened that door. My grandma, the woman who raised me, who gave me everything, was lying on a disgusting bed, covered in bedsores, so skinny I barely recognized her. She looked at me and whispered, "I knew you'd come." I was about to scream for help when a man in a suit appeared behind me and said quietly in my ear, "Don't make a scene right now. Save every piece of evidence. Every piece. Your family is hiding something you can't even imagine." I turned around to ask who he was, but when I looked back, he was gone. What I found out after that changed everything. And the revenge? Well, it was sweeter than I ever could have imagined. If you like real stories that make you feel every emotion, get ready, because this one is going to leave you speechless. Hit like right now if you're already curious, and subscribe to the channel because I post stories like this every week. Believe me, you're going to want to know what happened next. This is a true story. Some names have been changed. My name is Richard, I'm 42 years old, and I'm going to tell you the story that destroyed and rebuilt my family in just 30 days. It all started on a random Tuesday. I was at work when I got a call from an unknown number. Normally I'd ignore it, but something made me pick up. "Hello? Richard Miller?" A female voice, formal. "Yes, who's this?" "I'm calling from the Ombudsman Office of St. Helena Senior Care Center. Sir, are you a relative of Mrs. Margaret Miller?" My heart dropped. My grandma. 3 months earlier, my Aunt Valerie, my mom's sister, had put Grandma Margaret into a nursing home. According to her, it was the best in the area, and Grandma was being very well taken care of. "Yes, I'm her grandson. Did something happen?" There was a pause. Way too long. "Sir, it would be best if you came here, today. Right now, if possible." "Is she okay? What happened?" "Please, sir, just come." And she hung up. I didn't know it yet, but that call was about to save my grandma's life, and it was about to reveal a betrayal that had been going on for years right under my nose. I dropped everything and rushed to the nursing home. It's about 40 minutes from my house, but I made it in 25. My heart was pounding out of my chest. When I walked in, the front desk was empty, deserted, horror movie kind of silence. I rang the bell 3 times before a woman appeared. She looked nervous. "I'm Richard Miller. Someone called me." "Oh, yes." She barely looked me in the eyes. "3rd floor, room 304. "But what happened to my grandmother?" "You'll understand when you get there." I got in the elevator. With every floor we went up, the smell got worse. Disinfectant mixed with something rotten. That kind of smell you can feel is wrong. 3rd floor. Doors opened. The hallway was dimly lit. I could hear moaning coming from some of the rooms. A nurse rushed past me without even looking at me. "Room 302, 303, 304. I stopped at the door, took a deep breath, and opened it. Nothing, absolutely nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. My grandmother, the woman who taught me how to ride a bike, who baked the best chocolate cake in the world, who worked 40 years as a seamstress to raise my mom on her own, was lying on a bed with yellowed, filthy sheets. She had bedsores all over her back. You could see them because she was lying on her side. Her hair, which she'd always kept neat, was matted and dirty. She must have lost at least 30 pounds. Her eyes were sunken. "Grandma?" My voice came out shaking. She slowly turned her head. For a second, she didn't recognize me. Then her eyes filled with tears. "Richard, my boy, I knew you'd come." I ran to her, grabbed her hand, so cold, so fragile. "What did they do to you? Where are the nurses? Where is—" "They don't come, sweetheart," she whispered. "It's been 2 days since I had a hot meal. The food, they just drop it here and don't come back." I was about to run out of that room and scream until someone showed up when I felt a presence behind me. And that's when everything changed. What this man told me in the next 30 seconds saved my grandmother and destroyed 3 people in my own family. I turned and saw a man in his 50s, dark suit, leather briefcase in his hand. He didn't look like he worked at the nursing home. "Who are you?" I asked, still holding Grandma's hand. He put a finger to his lips. "Shh. Quiet." He stepped closer and spoke softly right in my ear. "Don't make a scene right now. Save every piece of evidence. Every piece. Take pictures of everything. Record video. Document every detail of this room, her condition, the food, everything. And do not tell your family you were here yet. Your Aunt Valerie and your cousins are hiding something you can't even imagine. How do you know about? Grab your phone now. Then go to the administrator's office and demand a copy of the contract your aunt signed. Demand to see every invoice from the last 3 months, all of them. You'll understand." "Who are you?" He slipped a business card into my hand. "August Fisher, Esquire, Elder Law and Family Fraud Specialist. I've been investigating this facility for 2 months. Your grandmother is not the only victim. But her case is special. There's something much bigger behind it." "What do you mean?" "Do what I told you, then call me. And Richard." He looked me in the eyes. "Your grandmother was wealthy, very wealthy. Did you know that?" My world froze. "What?" "No, that's impossible. She's always lived so simply." "Exactly." He gave a half smile. "Call me when you have the evidence. And be careful who you trust." He walked out of the room. When I followed him 5 seconds later, the hallway was empty, like he'd just vanished. I looked at the card. Name, phone number, office address. It looked legit. I looked back at Grandma. Her eyes were closed, exhausted. I took a deep breath and did exactly what he'd said. I took 47 photos. Recorded 8 minutes of video. The bed, the sores, the old food on the tray, the filthy bathroom, everything. And when I went to the administrator's office and demanded those documents, the way they reacted told me that lawyer was right. Something very wrong was going on. The administrator, Mrs. Clark, went white when I asked for the paperwork. "Sir, that information is confidential. I'm her grandson. I have a legal right to know where my grandmother is and what's being paid for her care." "Well, your aunt is the one who signed the contract. She's the legal—" "I didn't ask who signed it. I demanded to see the documents. Now. Or I call the state health department, the police, and every local news station, and I show them the pictures I just took of the disgraceful state my grandmother is in." I set my phone down on her desk with one of the photos on the screen. She swallowed hard. I'll get them." She came back 10 minutes later with a file, and what I saw in there knocked the wind out of me. The contract said my Aunt Valerie was paying $8,500 a month. $8,500. One of the most expensive nursing homes in the area. Private suite, 3 gourmet meals a day, physical therapy, 24/7 medical supervision. I looked at the administrator. "This says private suite. My grandma is in a room with no window on a bed that looks like the sheets haven't been changed in weeks." "Well, there was a room change." "When?" About 2 months ago." "And why wasn't my aunt notified? Why didn't the price change?" Silence. "I want copies of all of this now." She made the copies. I left there boiling with anger but also confused. My Aunt Valerie has never had much money. She's a store manager. How on earth was she paying $8,500 a month? I got in my car and dialed the number on the card. "Mr. Fisher?" "Richard. Did you get the documents?" "Yes, but none of this makes sense. My aunt can't afford this." "Exactly. Because she's not the one paying. Your grandmother is." "What?" "Richard, your grandmother has a bank account with $1.2 million in it. Inheritance from your grandfather, who invested well his whole life and she never touched it. Your aunt has power of attorney and has had it for 4 years." I felt the floor drop out from under me. "How do you know all this?" "Because I represent 3 other seniors who were victims of the same scheme. The family sticks them in an expensive home, gets power of attorney, and starts stealing. But your grandmother's case is worse, much worse." "Worse how?" Richard, your aunt isn't just stealing the money. She's trying to make sure your grandmother dies as soon as possible. And I have proof. What? You're serious? Come to my office, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Bring every document and photo you have. And Richard, do not talk to anyone in your family yet. Not your aunt, not your cousins, not even your mom. My mom? My mom has nothing to do with this. Are you sure? He hung up. I sat in the nursing home parking lot for 20 minutes trying to process. My grandmother, wealthy. My aunt, power of attorney, theft, attempted murder? No, it couldn't be true. But the photos on my phone didn't lie. I didn't sleep that night. I Googled everything I could about attorney August Fisher. He was real. Elder law firm. Tons of articles about cases he'd won against nursing homes and scheming relatives. The next morning at 9 on the dot, I was standing at his office door. He greeted me with coffee and a huge file on the table. Before I show you what I've found, I need you to answer me this. Are you prepared to sue your own family? If they did what you say they did? Yes. Good. Then let's begin. He opened the file. 4 years ago, your Aunt Valerie convinced your grandma to sign a power of attorney to make paying the bills easier, right? Yeah. Grandma was having health issues, getting confused with the bank, that kind of thing. Since then, your aunt has withdrawn $340,000 from your grandmother's account. My jaw hit the floor. $340,000? Where did that money go? A new house for your cousin Daniel, a luxury car for your cousin Chloe, 2 international vacations, remodels, designer clothes, all documented here. He showed me bank statements, social media photos, receipts. How did you get all this? I have my ways, but wait, it gets better. Or worse, depending on how you look at it. He laid more documents in front of me. 3 months ago, your aunt placed your grandmother in the nursing home. She really did sign for $8,500 a month, a high price but one that should have guaranteed quality care, correct? Yes. 2 weeks later, she went back and asked them to move your grandma to a cheaper room. Shared room, basic services. New price, $2,800 a month. But the invoice is fake. She's paying $2,800 and pocketing the other $5,700 every month. And here's the part that's going to make you sick. He slid an email across the desk. It was from my aunt to my cousin Chloe. Sweetie, I already talked to the doctor. He said in her condition, without the right meds and no physical therapy, she won't last more than 6 months. By the end of the year, we'll have it all sorted and we can split what's left. We just can't let Richard find out. He's way too attached to the old lady. I literally stopped breathing. They're killing her. On purpose. Yes, deliberate neglect. That's homicide, Richard. And I'm going to help you prove it and put all of them behind bars, if that's what you want. And that's when I made the decision that changed everything. What I didn't know was that there was still one more plot twist coming. And this one, no one, absolutely no one, saw it coming. We spent 2 weeks gathering every bit of evidence. August walked me through it step by step. I pulled my grandma out of that nursing home immediately and moved her to a real facility where she started getting proper care. In 10 days, she was already better, talking, eating well. And then we played our move. We set up a family meeting at August's office. I told my aunt it was about reorganizing Grandma's finances. When she walked in with my 2 cousins, the look on their faces when they saw my grandma sitting there, alive and well, was priceless. Grandma, what are you doing here? My cousin Daniel went white. Sitting here watching you get what you deserve, honey, my grandma answered with a strength I hadn't seen in years. August laid all the papers out on the table. Statements, emails, photos, fake invoices, everything. You've got 2 options, he said calmly. Option A, you return every single penny you stole, sign over all the assets back into Margaret's name, and you pay an additional $200,000 in damages, and you stay away from her for the rest of your lives. And option B? My aunt asked, shaking. I file criminal charges for fraud, embezzlement, and attempted homicide through neglect, and you all go to prison. I have a 98% success rate in these cases, and this is the easiest case I've ever had. You should have seen it. My cousin Chloe sobbing, Daniel trying to come up with excuses, and my aunt, she looked at me with pure hatred. This is your fault, Richard. You were always her favorite. I took care of her my whole life, and she always loved you more. You didn't take care of me, Valerie. My grandma raised her voice for the first time. You dumped me to die in a filthy room, just to steal the money that was supposed to be my grandchildren's inheritance, including you. Heavy silence. They signed everything. They gave back the $340,000, plus the house, the car, and paid the $200,000 in damages. But here comes the final twist, the one no one expected. 3 days after everything was settled, my grandma called me into her room. Richard, sweetheart, I need to tell you something. Sure, Grandma. That lawyer, Mr. Fisher, I hired him. What? 3 months ago, when your aunt put me in that place, I pretended to be more confused than I was, but I knew exactly what was going on. I'd had my suspicions for years. So one day, a kind nurse helped me call Mr. Fisher. I'd seen him on TV, and I hired him. Grandma, you knew the whole time? Yes. And I asked him to find you that day, to guide you. Because, Richard, out of all my children and grandchildren, you're the only one I truly trust. The only one who visited me out of love, not interest. The only one who called just to see how I was doing. Tears rolled down my face. And there's one more thing, sweetheart. She handed me an envelope. Open it. Inside was a new will, signed and notarized. I left $50,000 to each of my other grandkids so they can't say I was unfair. But the rest, the house, the investments, everything, is yours. You deserve it. You proved you really love me. I hugged my grandma and cried it all out. The anger, the relief, the love. Today, 2 years later, my grandma lives with me. She's 84 and doing amazing. Plays cards with her friends, goes for walks, started cooking again. My aunt and cousins haven't spoken to me since. And you know what? I don't miss them. Because I learned that real family isn't just blood. It's who stays, who loves you, who protects you. And sometimes the best revenge isn't destroying the people who hurt you. It's living well. It's taking care of the ones who truly love you. And it's knowing you did the right thing. If this story moved you, if it made you feel something, hit like down below. Seriously, it helps the channel a lot and shows me you want more stories like this. And subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell, because every week I bring real stories from real people who went through incredible situations. Tell me in the comments, have you ever gone through family betrayal? Or do you know someone who has? Share it here. This is a support community, and we're in this together. And remember, take care of the people who truly love you. Value them, protect them, because in the end, that's what really matters. A big hug, and see you in the next story.